Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Drea.
And we're here at W-HIP.
And we're here with our fellow newscasters. Now let's introduce Emily Smith and her report about Jamaica.
Thank you, Drea. The soft wind whispers. Your feet sink into the warm white sand. A small wave soaks your legs, cooling you off. The beautiful mountains seem to be tilted just a little as you gaze up at them. I know exactly where you are, the lush island of Jamaica. Hi, I'm Emily Smith, here to inform you about the soothing weather of Jamaica. Jamaica is super hot and tropical. It's a beautiful country and stays hot year-round. Starting in December, it gets a little bit cooler, but for you vacation lovers, it usually stays in the high 70s. That lasts all through April. During that time, people do more outdoor activities, such as zip lining, river tubing, safaris, and more. In the summertime, it is much warmer and is really way too hot to do as many activities. Most people would way rather just stay home and have their nice, cool air conditioning blow on their face. Jamaicans have their own hairstyle. They braid their hair with beads. It keeps them cooler in the warm weather. In Jamaica, it may be hot, but there is always a way to cool off. There is 160 kilometers of water in the hot country of Jamaica, which is really lucky for Jamaica's visitors. Most of the terrain consists of mountains, which always makes up for a good view. With the wonderful sunny days, the lush beaches, and the tropical mountains, Jamaica sure is Paradise Island.
I want to go to Jamaica for summer vacation.
Now here's Catherine Martin with the Londonderry High School lunch upgrade.
Thank you, Drea. Have you heard about the Londonderry High School? Well, it has dropped out of the National School Lunch Program. One of the reasons they dropped out was because of the federal program required fruits and or vegetables to be served with all meals. Often, students would end up throwing them away. Since the school paid money for the fruits and vegetables, the students were throwing away money. In addition, the federal program had restricted portions, calories, and items, so a big football player was getting the same meal as a ballerina. Also, vegans/vegetarians and students with allergies were harder to feed since they couldn't eat most of the food. Only 33% of students were buying lunch. Kids with after-school activities would be hungry before their activities or practice was finished because of the calorie restrictions. So to make sure that every student could get what they needed, the school system dropped out of the National School Lunch Program. Now the high school has a salad bar, so students can decide what fruits and vegetables they want. They also have Try It Tuesdays, where students can try out the new items to see which item should be put on the lunch menu. In addition to the upgrades, they also have a frozen yogurt machine. The new upgrades are making huge differences at the high school. That was your reporter, Catherine Martin, giving you the scoop on local news. Stay hip and back to you in the studio.
Now I have a better appetite.
Good for you.
Gee, thanks. Do you know the greatest new movies coming out?
No, what are they? Maybe we should ask Catherine.
Thank you, Drea. If you're a moviegoer like me, then you are probably excited about these new movies which will be coming out this year. I will tell you the title, the release date, and a little bit about each of the movies too. Here are a few of them. The Jungle Book. Mowgli was raised by wolves since birth. When a ferocious tiger named Shere Khan threatens to take over their land, Mowgli must leave home. He runs away to the jungle where he meets a bear. In the jungle, he has a fun and adventurous time. Coming to theaters April 15th. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet, a foolhardy lombox, is the last of his kind. He grew up without a family. Clank is a tiny robot with more brains than bronze. After they find a weapon that can destroy planets, they join forces with a team of do-gooders called the Galactic Rangers. They have to stop the evil alien Chairman Drek from getting the weapon. Coming soon on April 29th, the Angry Birds movie. Three birds named Red, Chuck, and Bomb try to find out why pigs have mysteriously arrived on their island, crashing in on May 20th. Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass. Alice returns to Underland and travels back in time to save the Mad Hatter, visiting theaters on May 27th. 9 Lives. Tom Brand, a billionaire, is distracted from Laura, his wife, and his daughter, Rebecca, because of his job. Rebecca's 11th birthday is coming up, and he doesn't have a present. He visits a strange pet store and leaves with the cat named Mr. Fuzzy Pants. After an accident occurs, Tom is trapped inside Mr. Fuzzy Pants. Now he has to find a way to become human again. Coming to you on August 5th. And last but not least, Pete's Dragon. Mr. Meacham entertains children with the story of a dragon. His daughter Grace doesn't believe him until she meets Pete, a boy who claims he lives with the dragon. Grace sets out with a girl named Natalie to see if what Pete says is true, flying in on August 12th. Now you better go get your movie on because you don't want to miss these blockbuster films. Stay hip and back to you in the studio.
I want to see a movie now.
Me too. Now here's Grant Kokak with his report about bees.
Thank you, Michael. If you love honeybees, you should know this. Bees are in trouble from their colonies failing, and researchers are trying to find out why. According to researchers, some reasons of their problems might include disease, habitat loss, or pesticides. Also, queen bees are dying too soon. People are struggling to keep the hives healthy. Researchers are also trying to find out what is killing the queen bees so soon. Bees are a very important part of American farms because crops rely on bees for nuts, fruits, and vegetable farming. These tiny insects are big pollinators, adding $15 billion in value to farming each year. Around 2006, commercial beekeepers found out that something was wrong. It was then that the USDA donated $4 million towards research to help save the honeybees. What can we do to help? Each one of us can save the honeybees by planting flowers. By planting flowers, the bees have the chance to stop for a break while traveling between their destinations so that they may survive through their long journeys. We need to do all we can to help save the honeybees. Thank you, and back to the studio. Stay hip.
Wow, now I want to go in and plant some flowers.
Agreed. Now, Jeremy Butler and his report about the Media Center.
Thank you. The Londonderry Exit Camp was a camp that I took over the summer. I worked cameras, sound, and lighting, and even acted on my own shorts and films that were done in a group with friends. Anyone looking for a fun time over the summer should take this camp. I'm going to explain the reason why it was fun. First of all, as previously stated, you can act in your own short film, a music video, a game show, if you're lucky, a film tour of the Access Center, an interview, and another short film. Or if acting's not your thing, you can work one of 3 cameras, do the sound, or do the lighting. If everything's taken, you can sit out with the people and have a conversation with the other people who are waiting for a job. But then again, it is fun to be on TV. I will now talk in depth about the activities. The game show is mostly a family feud type thing. The 2 shorts are 2 self-explanatory, 2 short films. The tour is a camera following a host as he or she explains what the places are and what they do. The interview is just an interview. I enjoyed these parts though. Remember that you do have to do acting part in short films. This concludes my review.
That camp sounds fun.
Now let's introduce Alex Aranzabal and his report on how Donald Trump is winning.
Thank you, Mike. How Donald Trump is winning. Many people say they dislike Donald Trump, but he's winning. How? The main reason is because he says he will protect you. Trump has caused some controversy during his campaign. However, people are still voting for Trump. Trump's words are strong, powerful, and persuasive. People believe in him because of those reasons. He wants to protect women from cancer and says that other candidates fail to accomplish that. Trump also wants to give you better health care, jobs, and build a wall around America to protect you from people trying to cross the border illegally. Trump stresses on how much he wants to spend on military. The only way candidates will beat Trump is by getting more support than Trump has. Back to you, Mike, at the studio.
This election has been so interesting.
I can't wait to see who wins.
Cool. Also, Emily has a forecast for today, tomorrow, and yesterday, and so on.
Hi, I'm Emily on Weather with Emily. Wednesday, March 34th, weather will be rainy, high 56, low 32. Thursday's weather will be cloudy in the high 76 and low 34. Friday's weather will be sunny in the high 70s and low 51. On Saturday, there is going to be tornado warnings. It will be in the high 56 and the low 20s. Sunday will be cloudy, high 71 and low 34. Thank you, and back to the studio.
Nice.
Cool.
Amazing.
There's an interview for Mr. Juster.
And Emily's doing it.
Nice.
Thank you, Michael Andrea. Welcome, Mr. Jester, to W-HIP News. You are very well known in Londonderry for your role with the Pantene Beautiful Lengths program. Can you tell us about it?
I sure can. What would you like to know?
What gave you the idea to start Pantene Beautiful Lengths?
Well, we've been doing the pep rallies. We've been doing the pep rallies for a long while, and even though we had, a lot of kids from sports and everything else go out and recognize them, we thought, gee, we've got like 2,000 people in the gym. We can probably do something even more special. So we thought about, could we do a blood drive? Could we do something like that? But that's usually like 18 and older, so it's kind of hard to get that, or 17 and a half. So we thought, my wife and I happened to be watching TV one day, and we saw they were starting the Pantene Beautiful Lengths program. Locks for Love has been around a long time, and this is a little bit of a different spin on that. So we saw them talking about it, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be great if, we could bring that to our school and really just mention it. That was the idea at first, just to mention it. And then, do you want to tell you about the first year we did it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I will. So the first year, we thought, well, we'll just get someone from Pantene to come and talk, and maybe someone in the crowd would think, gee, maybe sometime in my life along the way, I might decide to donate to the cause, which is 8 inches of hair. So that year, I just happened to, I got a hold of someone from Pantene to come and talk. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if one student would walk out onto the floor on that morning at the pep rally and actually donate her hair, and it would be like, oh my goodness, you're donating your hair, 8 inches, that's incredible. And so we thought, if we can get one person. So I asked the English teachers, hey, put this out, put the idea out. I gave them a little cassette that talked about, like a DVD, that talked about the what the program was about. And I said, if anybody wants to, they can come down and talk to me in my room, and maybe they'll decide to sign up and do it. So one girl, first of all, no one contacted me, and I thought, well, that's probably going to happen. We're probably not going to get anyone to donate. And then Miss Rich, one of the teachers over at the school, called me to a room and said, I have a couple of students here that want to talk to you. And they both wanted to donate. And that became more and more and more people. So by the time we had our pep rally in January, we had 67 people donate. Wow. And that's been our smallest group. I'll give you back the mic now.
How does a student or potential donor get involved with Pantene Beautiful Lengths?
Well, they come to my classroom and say they want to pick up a form, because we use a permission slip, because we don't want someone to just sort of get forced off the floor at a pep rally, go, donate. The person's like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, no, go. So we don't want that to happen. So I wanted to really think about it, and think about it not not as a spectacle, oh, look at these people cutting their hair, but more why are you doing this? What's brought you to decide to do this? And so I usually talk to them a little about that, and they take their permission slip, and they take it home, and that way they can talk to their parents. The parents have to sign it, and then they come back with it, and that signs them up for that next year, which would be sometime in January. Now, because we've been doing it so many years, we've been doing it for 10 years now, there are students who just decide to donate. They'll go to a salon and just think, okay, I want to cut 9 inches off, and they bring it into school the next Monday, and they bring it to me and say, oh, here's my beautiful lengths. And so really it's students coming to my room, asking about it. I give them the information form, no obligation, just take it home, think about it, and they decide to bring it back. And usually once they do that, we have something called the I Pledge shirt, which if you pledge, we give you a shirt to wear. And a lot of times people will see someone wearing the shirt and think, oh, you're going to do it? I was thinking about doing it. They go, no, you should. Do with me. It'll be fun. And then they do it, and one becomes two, and that becomes 200 people on the floor.
Nice. So, does this Pantene allow all ages to participate?
We sure do. Usually it's the high school students, because they're right there at the school, but sometimes someone will say to me, oh, I'm a senior and my sister's in 6th grade and she really wants to donate with me. Can we do it together? Which is fine, because the principals in the district are really supportive. And if we say, oh, there's, for example, this year someone from here, a 2nd grader, came over to do it because her sister's at the high school. And so she decided she was going to donate. So, all the administration people are really supportive to say, oh, yeah, you can go over for the day and, get your hair cut on the floor, and then, get it styled afterwards, and then make your way back to school and show everybody, your new look.
Oh, that's very nice. How long do you have to grow your hair to donate?
Well, you need to donate 8 inches. And so we have 8-inch rulers in my classroom that we always are measuring people's hair and saying, oh, if you cut it, it would be to here. And people are like, I'm not really comfortable with it, cheek length. And you go, well, you'll have to let it grow a little bit. Now I don't have a lot of people donating, signed up to donate, because it's so early in the year, because it's not really close to January. But usually by the time it gets about October, November, and someone's like, okay, now it'll be here if I donate, then they think, okay, I'm comfortable with that, because they've grown more inches. Or it hasn't grown over the summer, and they say, oh, it's still here. I'm not really going to do it. I don't think I'll do it this year. I'll wait till the next year. And everybody seems good with that, they think like, okay, that's fine, And so that's really, it needs to be 8 inches long.
How many volunteers usually show up to donate?
Well, we call them pledges. So our pledges, because they've pledged to donate, but they haven't donated yet. Most years now we average about 200 people on the floor. This year we had 212. A couple of years ago we had like 133, 141. Then suddenly we broke the 200 barrier, and now we've been 200 like the last 5 or 6 years. So it's a big group of people, and sometimes it's parents and grandparents who want to donate along with their students. So we have quite an age range on the floor. We do it specifically during the school, like the January school break for colleges, because students who have donated before and now are in college and want to come back and donate, maybe with their roommates and all, can come back because they're out of school. So that builds up our numbers too. The important thing is every ponytail is a miracle. I mean, you think here you are at a really, especially in high school, you're at a very self-conscious age. Like they're taking the yearbook picture you're going to have the rest of your life. This is your yearbook picture. People go to their prom and they're like, oh, I want my hair all like updo for the prom, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things, and just going through school and thinking, okay, having my long hair this length is a real comfort. Like, I know it's here, this is my length, I like it, I don't want to change it drastically for any reason. So you think it'll be the least likely time for someone to donate. So the fact that they do is really a miracle. So any one student who donates, that one, set of ponytails, 6 people make one wig. So if we have, like 6 people do it, then we've got one more wig, which is one more chance at someone who's going through, the worst time in their life because they're dealing with cancer and they've lost their hair, and maybe they don't feel like going out to a mall or going somewhere because they think, oh, I don't want to, I just don't want to be seen, or I don't want people to look at me. I don't want people to, feel bad about me and go, oh, what's happened? What's going on? We can get them a wig. And they get out and they feel more comfortable. They feel more like themselves. And they look in a mirror, they don't see a sick person. They see themselves again. So students on the floor, I don't do anything except really set this all up. The people who really do the miracle are the kids who donate, the students who donate.
Very nice. So where does the hair that get cut go to?
Well, it goes to a place called Hair You Wear, which is a New York company, but we send it to El Paso, Texas, where their big warehouse is. And once it gets there, they separate it out by color and sometimes by length, because some students donate a lot. One person donated 17 inches this year.
Wow.
I know, crazy. So they separate it all out and they begin to make the wigs. And the wigs are all hand weaved. They're very cool from what people tell me to wear, because they're not like, they're very, carefully made. And then the wigs, when they're finished, go to either Pantene or to Pantene in New York, or they go to American Cancer Society offices all over the country. So, for example, if I need a wig for someone, like 2 weeks ago, we needed a wig for someone who had talked to us and said, oh, my cousin's going through cancer treatment, she's having a real hard time, she needs a wig. I say, I just need a picture of her. They send me a picture of her. I send the picture off to all the people I have contact with the American Cancer Society, and all here in New Hampshire and in New York and various places. They hunt down a wig, they do all the work. And then they contact me and they say, oh, come up to the office up in Bedford and pick up the wig, or they even sometimes deliver them to school. And then from there, we distribute the wigs to the people. So that's how they get distributed. And like just a couple days ago, we got the letter that all the hair we sent this January is now being made into wigs. Like it's all there and being made and being shipped out. So they move very quickly with it.
So do the people who the hair get donated get to pick what color their wigs want to be or something like that?
No, it's usually your own color hair.
Oh, yeah. So
Like yours would be...
strawberry blonde.
Yes, yours would be strawberry blonde. So they would take a lot of people who are kind of close to strawberry blonde and kind of mix them together a little bit. And someone out there would in fact, the one we got just a couple days ago for someone was a strawberry blonde wig. And so I send them the picture, they look and they go, okay, we've got some strawberry blonde wigs made, and then they get that to us. So they get it to us so we can do it. So yeah, so your hair combines with 6 other people whose hair is pretty close to your color, and then that's how they make a wig.
Has Londonderry Beautiful Lengths ever broken any records?
We sure have. Our 234 we had in 2011, we had 234 people on the floor, and that was a world record because no one's ever had that many people cut all at once, all at one time. There are schools who have done like cut-a-thons, like colleges do cut-a-thons. They bring in people like over a 24-hour period. But as far as one simultaneous cut, that was our record. And that record got us recognized by, 17 magazines said we were one of 5 schools in the country that you might want to donate, you might want to transfer to because it has such a special event going on. So that sort of propelled us again and got us a little more recognition. To me, recognition's nice, like it's nice to be known, but it's that one person who walks in the room and says, I think I'm going to donate this year. That really is the amazing part of all this. That's the best part of all.
Wow. Besides organizing this Pantene program, are there any other activities that you are involved in at the high school?
Well, I teach there.
Yes.
And I'm involved at NEASC, which is a group that comes and sort of audits the school, like looks over the school and sees how all your programs do. I'm one of the co-chairs for that, and that's like an every 10-year big event that happens. It goes on. I've coached a lot of sports along the way, but really my big thing is Pantene Beautiful Lengths and doing the pep rallies. Like I have a pep rally team, and we do 4 pep rallies a year at the school. So organizing the pep rallies is really what I do.
Very nice. Thank you for your time and your service to the Londonderry community. Back to the studio.
That is so interesting.
I know, right?
Do you want to go next?
Sure. In Africa, there is a terrible mining problem. Africans only get paid when they find diamonds. No other minerals, just diamonds. That's not cool. Even worse, they are mined in conflict zones, also known as horrible circumstances. Only 65% of the world's diamonds are found in Africa. That may sound a lot, but believe me, it's not in fact a lot. To Africans, diamonds are symbols. To get those symbols, teenagers' parents force them to go to the mines to work there. They suffer from backaches, headaches, and other hazards. And the $81.4 billion a year industry links the diamond mines to the jewelry sales rooms. In 2003, the diamond industry set up the Kimberley process, a system where they label diamonds from where they were mined. This way, consumers or buyers know where their diamonds are coming from. Did you know some parents make their teenagers work at the mines? A young African boy named Mobai Mwanza works at the mines. Like his other fellow workers, he suffers from backaches, headaches, and other physical symptoms. Mobai dropped out of school at age 12 to work at the mines. Like everyone else, Mobai thinks diamonds are symbols. But not just any symbols, symbols to eat. When I find stone, I eat, Mobai says. There is no more money for school. Here's the process diamonds go through after being mined. 1. Miners who found diamonds give them to his or her boss. 2. The miner's boss sells it to consumers. 3. Consumers later sells the diamond to an agent. The diamond will change hands many times before being shipped to a different country or state. With this problem going on in Africa, what will happen to the future to the miners, bosses, consumers, agents, and jewelry sales stores, and the diamond industry in general?
Now, saving the best for last, me.
Oh, come on!
Thank you. Football. So many people love football. But do you know another thing they love? Puppies. If you love both of these, then you are in for a treat. Puppies face off. Did you think that only humans could play football? Well, think again. Referee Dan Schachner wanted a creative way to get puppies a home. So he did. Every year there is an annual puppy bowl. Team Rough versus Team Fluff. All these 88 mutt athletes are up for adoption. Dan Schachner said to the TFK, I guarantee these puppies will be adopted by the time the game is over. With this amazing event, I'm sure they were. The Puppy Bowl started February 6, 2005 as an annual event. The narrators are Harry Callis and Scott Graham. Heard of them so far because the regular premiere caught 1.7 million views attention. I can see why it's so popular because there was even a kiddie halftime show. More about the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl is filmed in a miniature stadium. The stadium itself is 19 feet long by 10 feet. The Puppy Bowl must have taken a bunch of training and a lot of treats. Remember, stay hip and back to the studio.
Now we respect puppies as football players.
I hope you enjoyed W Hip, Stay Hip.
Wait, we're on?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Kennedy.
And my name is Jack.
And we are
WMTN.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm taking a selfie for Instagram.
Well, you know Instagram can be dangerous.
Yeah, I know. That's why we have your report with online safety.
Oh, yeah. These are the dangers of social media. Parents often say, my kid is so smart with her phone, I don't even know what she does. That's actually a very scary statement. Parents need to know what kids are doing. The first danger is strangers. It is hard to tell friends from foes online. You can never be 100% sure who you're talking to. People are trying to target young children using these apps. The second danger is restrictions. Kids bypass age restrictions. If an app says 13 plus, chances are a kid age 10 has used it. When apps say, get your parents' permission, most kids don't. The third danger is hidden info. Photos with EXIF data contain information about where the photo was taken. That means if someone wanted to, they could track you down. The fourth danger is it stays. Photos stay up forever and whatever you say or do can't be deleted. The fifth danger is the effects on kids. Kids and adults are judged every day by people hiding behind their posts. Mean posts and direct messages cannot be erased. There's also so much competition with followers and likes. The last danger is cyberbullying. Most kids don't realize that they are cyberbullying. Anything someone takes the wrong way can be counted as cyberbullying. Since their voice isn't heard, you don't know if someone is being sarcastic or not. Here are some tips to stay safe online. Tip number 1, make sure you're 100% sure you're communicating with friends. Tip number 2, don't say where you are, where you go to school, or any other personal information. Tip number 3, look over what you say before you post it. Look at it from someone else's point of view.
Maybe I'll think about deleting Instagram.
You'd think.
Man, I could really go for something tasty.
Well, you can hear about that with Ellie with French cuisine. Thanks, Kennedy. When you hear French food, you probably don't think about a swan being stuffed into a peacock. Well, that's actually a meal. You also probably wouldn't think of en confusion or all food at the same time. But all that food at the same time might be the most beautiful piece of edible pleasure you've ever seen. Not only does it look divine, but it tastes the way it looks. Beautiful, perfect, and most definitely worth your while. Back in the 15th and 16th centuries, people actually smoked and seasoned meats. They then put the meats in jars for the winter. Shoppers would get the meats from either people who sold them raw or people who sold them already in the jars. A lot of people cook these meats using recipes from a famous French chef named La Varenne. Other very famous chefs from around the same time include Carême and Montaigne. Carême traveled the world for inspiration. Montaigne didn't really travel, but wrote a very famous French cookbook called La Rose Gaston. They focused on more modest and less extravagant meals. They inspired many other chefs who started focusing on what the meal tasted like and not all about what it looked like. The French got their inspiration from Italy. The sauces and spices of the French's culinary visions are thanks to the Italians. For a long time, French food had to be beautiful or people wouldn't eat it. If you were a chef who makes delicious meals, but they look like something from your nightmares, you won't be considered a chef at all. A trend started in France. Smaller is better. In French, that is le plus petit le mieux. Everyone is so much more artistic. When it comes to food, I think the French have the gold medal. Behind me are a couple of macaroons. Macaroons are a very popular French dessert. Kennedy and Jack are about to bite into some right now. Bon appetit!
Thanks, Ellie. These macaroons are quite tasty.
They sure are. Thank you, Cassidy, for baking them for us.
Do you like sports?
I guess so.
Do you like Denzel Valentine?
Who is he?
Well, you can learn about him with my sports report. Here comes Denzel Valentine and the Spartans steamrolling over all obstacles that come in their way. Hi, I didn't properly introduce myself. My name is Jack Drapick, and today I'm going to be telling you about a great player and the best player on the Spartans, Denzel Valentine. Denzel was born on November 16th in Lansing, Michigan. Denzel grew up admiring the Spartans, going to many of the games at the Breslin Center. He went to Sexington High School, where he played with teammate Brent Forbes. There, he was discovered by Michigan State's scouting team. After winning 2 high school state championships, one his senior year and one his junior year, he had made up his mind. He was going to be a Spartan.
Denzel made a great transition into college. In his freshman year, he was averaging 9.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. He shot well too, just under 50% from behind the arc. You can see his performance continued to improve. By his senior year, he was averaging 20.3 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. As a senior for the Spartans, Denzel was named Big Ten Player of the Year, CBS's Magazine's Player of the Year, and to add him to an already impressive awards list, he had CBS's Magazine's First Team All-American honors, and is in the talks for the Wendy's Wooden Watch National Player of the Year. As if he wasn't already great, Denzel is projected by many to be taken 16th overall in the first round of the 2016 NBA draft to the Boston Celtics. Boston would welcome him, just like Michigan has for his whole career. But Denzel isn't only a great player on the court. He's also established a phenomenal role off the court. Valentine went to the Boys and Girls Club in Flint, Michigan after the water incident. He's also gone to a children's hospital in Michigan right near campus. He dedicates his valuable time to make a big difference in children's lives. He always puts other people before himself, and that's why I think Denzel Valentine is the true National Player of the Year.
Interesting.
Hey, I'm getting a call.
Who is it?
It's a survey. They'll give me $1 million if I answer this right.
What's the question?
What was Kim Kardashian wearing at the Grammys?
I don't know.
Wait, we can ask Michelina with her report on the Grammys.
At the Grammys last night, I saw the best fashions. It gave Zaya look stunning in a royal blue long gown. Her blonde hair was braided and wrapped around her head like a crown. White painted nails completed her outfit. Taylor Swift appeared in a sleeveless sky blue gown attached with sparkles, purple high heels, and mint green earrings. Beyonce's long-sleeved black sequins dress looked elegant with her teal, orange, and purple rings. Ariana Grande's fabulous dress was half silver and half white. As usual, her nails were painted white. Her long brown hair was pulled back, showing off her diamond earrings and necklace. Wearing a full pink, ruffly, puffy long gown was Rihanna. The silver straps and sparkly earrings were cool. Her dark brown hair was up in a bun. Finally, Kim Kardashian wore a gorgeous belted robe, like gold dress with matching gold heels. Her dark brown hair was short with her bangs to the side. Make sure to watch the 2016 Grammys, where you will see the stars in their latest fabulous fashions. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, tell them I want money.
She was wearing... They hung up on me.
Wee, I'm flying.
Wait, you need to know the safety regulations.
What are they?
Go, Ride, and go.
There's a lot more to flying than many people think. Pilots have a lot of responsibility because they're responsible for the safety of their passengers and crew on their flights. Many people do not realize that pilots have to work on the before takeoff checklist before they depart each flight. The following is a list of what pilots have to check before they take off. Make sure the auxiliary fuel pump is off. This is a backup fuel source. That flight controls are free and moving. Instruments and radios must be checked and set. Instruments have to be set to the location of your destination. They include weather, departure, and landing times. That landing gear position lights are checked to make sure they're in good working order. The altimeter is set. This is an instrument that measures the altitude or height distance of an airplane in flight. The directional gyro is set. This is an instrument that measures that. This is an instrument to inform the pilot of any aircrafts heading in their direction or in their vicinity. This is why a lot of pilots do not like clouds. Fuel gauges are checked to make sure there's enough fuel for the entire distance of flight. The trim is set. This is an instrument which is much like a steering wheel in a car, which allows the pilot to make the plane climb. The flaps are as required. The flaps on the wing need to be level with the wing for takeoff and landing. They help with the balance of the plane in flight. Lastly, warm up the propellers, fasten seatbelts and shoulder harnesses, verify the parking brake is off and that the engine instruments are working properly. Ready, set, go. There is so much preparation that goes into getting a plane ready for landing and departure. So next time when you're flying on a plane, think about all that goes into your safe family vacation and thank your pilot when you're boarding a plane.
Phew, glad I know how to stay safe.
Status update, feeling very presidential today.
You're a grand old flag.
Woo, America.
Okay, calm down. Let's go to Connor with his report on John Kasich, one of the 2016 candidates for the Republican nomination.
Fine, one more thing though. America.
There have been many great presidents, and John Kasich might be one of them. I'm Connor, by the way. Here's my report on Ohio Governor and possible future President John Kasich. Kasich was born on May 13, 1952 in McKees Rock, Pennsylvania. His parents worked at the post office. Growing up, he was involved in high school and church activities, and then he moved to Ohio to attend college at OSU. He majored in political science there and earned his bachelor's degree.
In 1978, he became an Ohio senator for one term. From 1982 to 2001, he was a U.S. representative. During that time, he served in the Armed Services Committee and the House Budget Committee. Also, in 1998, he published his book, Courage is Contagious. In 2000, he explored running for the presidency, but when he failed, he went home to his wife and twin daughters. He hosted Heartland with John Kasich and was a guest host on The O'Reilly Factor from 2001 to 2007. He earned the title Ohio Governor on November 2, 2010, and was re-elected on November 2, 2014. On July 21, 2015, he declared that he would run for president.
Man, I'm sick of the cold. I want to take a trip somewhere.
Well, where do you want to go?
I'm thinking the Bahamas. I'll have to take a plane, though.
Well, you can learn about airlines and planes in Ryden's interview with pilot Mr. Harnish.
Hello, it's Ryden Harnish. Please welcome Mr. Harnish to WMTN News. When did you first know you wanted to become a pilot? Was it when you were a kid?
Not right away. When I was in college, I took an aviation program that required you to get a private pilot license, and once I started flying, I got hooked, and that's how it all started.
What training did you have to go through in order to become a pilot?
I had to go through a series of licenses in college and take certain classes to train to get my license, and then be an accredited pilot to fly for the airlines.
When did you first learn to fly an airplane? Was it scary?
I first flew an airplane when I was 18. On my first lesson, it wasn't scary, it was very exciting. Although along the way there have been some scary times, but the initial lesson was very exciting.
What airline do you work for?
I work for United Airlines.
Which countries do you fly to and from?
I fly mostly to China. Sometimes I go to Tokyo. I also go to Frankfurt, Germany, Brussels, Belgium, London, England, Paris, France, Lagos, Nigeria, which I don't go to too often, and Rome, Italy.
What kind of plane do you fly, and can you tell us a little bit about it, such as size, number of passengers?
This airplane's pretty big. It's a Boeing 777-200 model. It seats about 280 passengers. The crew consists of anywhere from 14 to 18, 14 being flight attendants and 4 pilots. And we gross out at about 640,000 pounds. And it has a range of just over 7,000 miles.
Can you tell us a little bit about your schedule, because it must be very busy?
The schedule's actually very good. We're very regulated as far as how much we can fly in a month, a year, and in a week. So I typically fly three to 4 day trips a month. So that gives me anywhere from 10 to 12 days of work, and the rest of the month I'm off. You want to make sure we're well rested. Want to make sure we're
Do you have a lot of days off?
Yes. Anywhere from 18 to 20 days.
I heard you are from a family of pilots. Wait. What is the most interesting that has ever happened to you while flying? Interesting thing.
My route is very unique, even in my industry. I fly over the North Pole when I go to China. So a lot of times I'll see parts of the world that other people never have the chance to see. You'll see the sun actually set and rise in a couple hours. And a lot of times you get to see the aurora borealis, which is very unique.
I heard you're from a family of pilots. Who and how many people in your family also fly airplanes?
Well, my dad flew for Delta. That's how we all get started. And he also owned a flight school where I learned how to fly. My 2 older brothers, one was in the Air Force. He flew C-141 freighters. He's now a captain at American Airlines. And my other brother, who's older, is a pilot. He went to the same university I did in the same flight school. He is a pilot for FedEx, flying cargo.
Have you ever felt sick while flying an airplane?
When I first started to learn how to fly, I got a little sick, queasy, nothing bad, but after a while you get over it, and it's second nature, you never get sick.
Are there other pilots present who can take over a pilot if the pilot ever has a problem?
We don't usually staff extra pilots on the plane. We do have a lot of pilots that commute to get to and from work on airplanes. So if there was an emergency and another pilot was required, they usually make themselves known that they're on board in case they need help.
In your opinion, what is the best part about flying?
I think the best part is you get to see the world on a global scale, as in my airplane, as I do. You see many different cultures, try all kinds of different foods. It's really a great way to see the world.
This was a very interesting interview. Thank you for your time. This is Ride and Harness, back to you in the studio.
Here I come, Bahamas.
What am I going to wear tomorrow?
Girl, I do not know. What is the weather going to be?
How about we ask Maddie?
Well, Kennedy, pull out those capris. The high temperature is 52 degrees. The low will be 36 degrees. Nice day, huh? We'll be prepared because the temp goes way up on March 31st. The high will be 62 degrees and the low will be 55, so plan for summer weather. Shorts will be good. April 1st is going to be 150 degrees. Just kidding. April Fool's Day will be partly cloudy with a high temp of 59 and a low temp of 42. Pull out those capris because it will be really nice. Saturday will be nice too. It will be cloudy, but the high is 50 degrees and the low will be 40 degrees. On Sunday, there will be slight showers with a high of 55 degrees and a low of 45. Get your umbrellas out. That's all for now. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, so I will wear the pink shorts, no blue.
We'll figure that out later. Do you know how tornadoes form?
No clue, why?
Doesn't matter. Let's ask Maddie.
Okay, back to you again, Maddie.
Tornadoes are the most powerful windstorms. Scientists are not completely sure why air begins to rotate. They think it happens because warm and cool air rotate around each other. When an updraft hits the rotating air, it makes it stand up like a spinning top. When the air dips and touches ground, it has become a life-threatening tornado. Where do tornadoes form? You may not believe it, but tornadoes can form almost anywhere. Tornadoes are most common in the Midwestern and southern parts of the U.S. Many tornadoes form in an area called Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley includes Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Staying safe in a tornado is very important. Many towns and cities have warning sirens. When the warning sirens go off, it means that someone has spotted a tornado. When alarms sound, you should get to a safe place immediately. But where is a safe place? The safest place is the basement of a building or house. If the building lacks a basement, the lowest floor is the safest. Try to stay in a room without windows and try to stay in the middle of the building. That way broken glass will not reach or hurt you. Back to you.
So cool.
I know, right?
Thanks for watching WMTN.
Hey, what's up? We're here at WAFK Studios.
Talk about today's news.
Hi, I'm Faith.
And I'm Ryan.
First, we have Ryan with the coolest inventions of 2015.
Thanks, Faith. People are working to make our lives easier. Inventions are a big part of this process. These new inventions are also getting more technical. Here are some of the new highlights in 2015. There's a traffic light with a timer. It will let you know how much time there is before it will change. There's a pen that lets you scan anything right in that color. For example, if you scan a gray bench, it will come out that exact color. Think of the color possibilities. LEDs are changing from being the regular LEDs to LEDs that include USB connections to them. Now you can plug your phone into the wall. No more plugging your phone into something than plug that into the wall. A light switch with a night light built into it is another new creation. Now you can see the light switch. No more stumbling in the dark to find it. There is even an LED extension cord. You can plug in something far away. More inventions include a little smart card that you can attach to items in order to keep track of them. Then you can look them up on your smartphone to find its location. No more losing your keys in your wallet. There's a pizza vending machine. No need to go to the store. This next one is pretty smart. A bench that you turn with a handle that has a dry seat. This means no sitting on a bench and getting wet. This is for people who spill their drink. There's the solution. A mug that catches drips. No more mess. In the movie theater, these systems upgraded to beanbag seats, so they're more comfortable. Can you imagine how nice that would be? They'll also have a hairbrush that's easy to clean. There's rubber under the bristles that you peel off to clean it.
Also, there's a backpack with a hood. Your head will never get wet. This one is really cool. Stairs with slides. You'll get down so fast. It'll also be really fun going down a giant slide. They now have bike racks don't take up sidewalk space. No more bumping into them. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, I didn't know about those great inventions.
Nana Faith, the history of American Girl dolls.
Thanks, Ryan. You know them, you love them, American Girl dolls. I'm Faith, and I'm going to tell about the history of American Girl dolls and about the direction the company is heading now. Pleasant T. Rowland founded the Pleasant Company in 1986. The company was launched by 3 dolls, Samantha Parkington, Molly McIntyre, and Kirsten Larson. Pleasant had 2 things in mind when she started the company. The first was the fact that 8 through 11-year-olds weren't represented in the doll industry. They were just baby dolls and Barbie dolls. In addition, she wanted the dolls to have an educational value. For example, girls who had the Samantha Parkington doll learned about life in 1904 as a Victorian. World War II was explored through the eyes of Molly McIntyre. Kirsten Larson taught about life as a Swedish pioneer in 1854. The company created books, furniture, and a clothing line to go with the dolls. After the first 3, the company started to make more dolls. Now there are many dolls. Currently, 2 of the popular dolls are Kit Kittredge, 2000, and Emily Bennett, 2006. Here I have Isabel, the 2015 Girl of the Year. The Girl of the Year this year is Leah. I wonder what doll will be in the spotlight next year. The American Girl doll company is now making dolls that look like you. They are also making items to go with the dolls. Some of the items are wheelchairs, animals or pets, food, sports supplies, and more. Overall, these dolls have changed quite a bit over the years. They used to be made to teach about American history, and now they are for entertainment and fun. The one thing that has never changed is that all the dolls are based off of a girl 8 to 11 years old. Back to you in the studio.
Wasn't that a great report? Now I know all about American Girl dolls.
Now to Kevin with sports.
Thank you, Faith. After rolling over every team to win the NCAA title last year, Duke is back in business. I'm Kevin, and I'm here to tell you about the Duke basketball stars and great coach. Over the 41 years, Mike Krzyzewski has won 1,040 games as a coach. That is the most wins in history by a college basketball coach, and he is considered as the best coach in sports history. He has also won 5 national championships, including last year. Other amazing record-setting achievements of Coach K include 12 Final Fours, 13 ACC tournament titles, and 12 ACC regular season titles. Helping Mike is the #1 overall recruit, Brandon Ingram. He's 6'9" and only weighs 190 pounds, although his extremely lightweight doesn't hurt him. He played 3 varsity years in high school at Kingston, North Carolina. In his senior year, he averaged 25 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. He was the best player in high school. At Duke, he's been awesome as well, averaging close to 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. He's projected by NBA.com to go #1 overall in the 2016 draft to the 76ers. Another big factor to their wins is the great Grayson Allen. Grayson's been an awesome overall player at 6'5", 205 pounds. He is one of the greatest hustlers the NCAA has ever seen as a top contender for National Player of the Year. He's averaged 22 points, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Last year, he had made a big impact in Duke's Final Four game against Michigan State. He made Denzel Valentine turn the ball over 5 times and dunked over him on offense. He made Duke win that game by 20 and then the national championship by 5, with 16 points and 7 steals. He came back this year even stronger. Back to you in the studio.
That is some amazing stuff.
Next is Dylan with endangered rhinos.
Hello there. Unfortunately, rhinos have become an endangered species, with their population continuing to decline. In Asia, poachers are hunting rhinos because of their valuable horns. Some say that rhinos' horns can kill illnesses. Also, a rhino's horn can sell for up to $300,000. In South Africa, 80% of their rhinos are extinct. In 2013, 1,004 rhinos were killed illegally. In 2012, 688 were killed. 781 were killed in 2011. Additionally, 122 were poached in 2009. The killings of rhinos have impacted Africa in many ways. Our gentle giants are sadly getting wiped out. But there's a group of 25 or more women called the Black Mamas. They help rhinos get away from traps and avoid poachers. They've successfully stopped 75% of poachers. They've also removed 1,000 snare traps so that the rhinos do not get caught in them. The efforts of the Black Mamas have made Africa a safer habitat for rhinos. Back to you in the studio.
We should really help rhinos.
Now we have Cassie with the biography about Misty Copeland. Thanks, Faith. She's Misty Copeland, and this is her story. If you saw a professional dancer, you would never think their first ballet class would be on a basketball court at a Boys and Girls Club in San Pedro, California. But Misty did. Misty had 5 siblings and one mother to take care of them all. With not much money, Misty started late for a dancer at age 13. Misty got into dance because of a teacher named Cynthia Bradley, who helps young people that might not have a chance to study ballet. Cynthia encouraged Misty to take classes with her at San Pedro Ballet School. 2 years later, Misty got accepted into a summer program with San Francisco Ballet. By 17, she moved to New York to take part in special training with American Ballet Theatre, ABT, one of the world's leading ballet companies. Misty was the only African-American woman in a company of 80 dancers. Copeland says for generations, ballerinas have been pictured as these frail white women, but Misty is a whole different picture. Misty is a strong, muscular African-American ballerina who just won't give up. In 2012, she came back after a serious injury. On June 30th, 2015, Copeland was promoted. She was the first African-American woman to be a principal dancer in ABT's 75-year history. She appeared on Broadway and wrote a book called The Firebird. With ABT, she helped start Project Plie, which offers top ballet training in communities where training is not available. President Barack Obama selected her to serve on his Turnaround Arts program, which uses arts to help kids do better in school. Finally, last November, Misty traveled to Rwanda and Africa to help a group called Mind Leap start a dance program for girls. This is Cassidy Riedel, and back to the studio. I didn't know that much about Misty Copeland.
Here's Scalise for her report about Books and Beyonds.
I'm here to tell you about a cool reading program at the Matthew Thornton School. It's called Books and Beyond. It began 17 years ago in 1999. The whole idea of Books and Beyond is to get everyone to read books. Each year we have a different theme. The first year, our theme was the 2000 Olympics. Other themes were cowboys, monkeys, movie stars, and superheroes. This year, our theme is Reading is Our Thing. Students fill out reading logs after at least 5 hours of reading. They give their sheets to their teachers. At the end of the year, participants get to choose a free book. If a student does 7 log sheets, they get a gold medal. So grab a book and read. Back to you in the studio.
Those are some great facts about Books and Beyonds.
I agree. Now we have Kevin with the weather.
Hello, I'm Kevin. I'm here to tell you about the upcoming weather. On Wednesday, March 30th, it will be rainy with a high of 48 and a low of 39. On Thursday, March 31st, it will be sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 67. On April 1st, we have a great chance at setting the record of this day with a high of 76 and a low of 70. Saturday, April 2nd, will be sunny with minor showers and a high of 56. The low will be 43. On Sunday, April 3rd, it is going to be one of the lows of the week. The high will be 54 and the low will be 47. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, I hope this warm weather stays.
Last but not least, we have Aiden with box office hits.
My name is Aiden. Here are some movie entertainment facts for you. In 2015, 2 new blockbuster movies, Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Jurassic World, broke box office records. They joined the list of the all-time biggest money-making films in the United States. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Jurassic World, The Avengers, Avatar, and Titanic, which is a classical film. These well-known box office hits have attracted many loyal fans that have helped lead these films into box office history. To begin, Star Wars: The Force Awakens was released on December 18, 2015. It is the latest sequel in the Star Wars series, which has an unbelievably large fan base. It made a whopping $812 million, becoming one of the biggest movie successes to break box office records of all time. Avatar, a science fictional thriller, was officially released on December 18, 2009, making $761 million while coming in second place after first place, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Coming in third place for box office hits is the Titanic. Titanic made $659 million, even though it was released in the 90s when ticket prices were lower than they are today. Titanic is still currently a huge box office sensation, which shows the horrifying tragedy of the one and only sinking ship, the Titanic. Meanwhile, fourth place is Jurassic World. Jurassic World was released on June 12, 2015, becoming the new and latest Jurassic movie to complete the Jurassic trilogy. It has made in total amount of $652 million. And if you're interested in dinosaurs, this movie's for you. Coming in at fifth place in box office history is The Avengers. The success of the PG-13 rated Avengers may have taken many people by surprise, but we all know action movies have the potential to earn big money and attract a wide range of audience. The Avengers cast includes many well-known actors such as Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, and Scarlett Johansson. So this weekend, grab your friends and family and head to the movie theaters to grab an exciting new movie. Back to you in the studio.
I can't wait to see some of the new movies. Till next time with WAFK
Studios. Bye.